Hello. This is my creative act for, I think it's the 24th of the 24th year after 2000. I think it's February 24th. This is my daily creative act. And I would just wanted to be like a little bit honest with the camera, which is this week has been really rough for me. I had the flu, so that had me like out of it at the beginning, and then getting physically sort of behind and out of it or whatever, it just put my whole momentum off. And I think I already made a video that was already talking about momentum and momentum being like something that maybe can be reset in the moment. I don't think I finished this thought, but I was thinking about, there's a quote about the momentum of like a momentum of a playoff series. If for baseball is who your next starting pitcher is, meaning like all that matters is like the next situation. So the next starting pitcher is your most valuable player because they can control the game. And so momentum can be reset anytime. So I was thinking about that, and really because I just wanted to, there's a big part of me that was like throwing in the towel on doing these daily creative things because I had a gap where I was sick, and I can still feel that voice that's like, you should just stop. For various reasons. Some of them are horrible reasons, like, no one's watching, or like the reasons that shouldn't matter at all. And then sometimes just because I'm like, well, I don't want to put something out in the air and then feel bad about it, so I might as well just stop. And there's something else going on here with doing these videos for myself, which is just giving mindfulness to being creative in a day. And then if I'm really struggling with creativity, then giving thought to how my mind is a creative place in the moment, and that if I'm really struggling, then I might need to catch myself being creative on accident, which is being stuck in stories. If I'm stuck in stories, the stories are something that my mind has created. And so I need to admit that how powerful I am as a creator, and that even if that's in the storytelling that I get lost in. So I know I've discussed these things, and I think that might be helpful, is to discuss them to myself, because I'm like, I think I've talked about this. And I think I'm seeing how much, like, if I'm really struggling with creativity, like being creative with an act, music, art, anything, right? If I'm really struggling with it, then I need to explore, or maybe admit that I'm maybe lost in some of my own creative stories instead of just being in the moment. So in the moment is like super nice. It's like 50, 55, maybe a little cooler today, but it feels super nice. I can just listen for the sounds of birds. I can hear my chickens moving around. I can hear the breeze a little bit. So just coming back to my senses. I'm wearing a soft sweatshirt. It's quiet, feels nice and quiet. It's sort of peaceful out back here. So these are ways that if I don't stop and pay attention, I just miss it. And my body starts telling its own story, which is, I don't know, stressing about the week, whatever's coming up. I start thinking about what's going on next instead of just being here a little bit. So I'm just trying to practice that. That's my creative act today. Oh, and then I did want to speak to, I was thinking about feeling discontent. And I was just thinking about, like, if I can recognize that a feeling of discontent, then if I can just recognize that, then maybe I can recognize contentment as its own character or feeling. So if I can recognize, I feel discontent, then maybe I can search for its counterpart, which is contentment. And so I was thinking to myself, maybe I need to, when I'm feeling locked up in some discontent, or I don't know, just resistance to life, resistance to myself, resistance to my own perspective, then maybe I can take the time to introduce discontentment to contentment. So I just wrote down on paper discontent meet contentment. And I was thinking about discontentment is noticing lack, and contentment is noticing what is. And so what is starts with like the material world of what is that I can touch and smell and taste. So I want to be grateful for what is. And I even think about it, even thinking about like what is what's around. And then what is lacking is usually a story. And usually it's attached to money, or it can be, or it's relationships, but it's not necessarily like what's lacking right now in reality. It's just what's lacking in the story of what my mind says it has to have. So I'm just feeling all that today. Thanks for being with me.